Do not skip understanding her words. Welcome, high-value men. Have you ever wondered if she was secretly falling for you? Women rarely say, "I like" you outright instead of their words frequently. Carry small clues, and if you miss them, you can lose the opportunity to build something truly important. This video is your ultimate guide to understanding the clues. We're exploring 6 essential sentences that women say when they start to develop feelings for you, each displaying one layer of their feelings. But that is not all we are uncovering. Men frequently make the following mistakes. Observe these signs, since here's the truth. Even when the signs are plain, the incorrect reaction might ruin everything. Before we delve in, let me ask you something. Have you ever overlooked a subtle sign? Later understood what it meant if yes? If there is no remark, please add 1 below. 0. How many of you have experienced these situations firsthand? And do not worry, by the end of this video, you'll be prepared to recognize and respond to these clues as a real high-value dude. Let us address the question, why don't ladies just come out and express how they believe the answer rests in fear, cultural norms, and emotions. Initially, there is a dread of no one enjoys feeling vulnerable. Women, like everyone else, might hesitate to declare their feelings. Outright dropping minor clues permits she will test your reaction without risking heartbreak. Second, cultural expectations are still important. Many women are taught to wait until the man to make the first move so softly. Signals became a safe means of expression. Interest while being within society. Finally, vulnerabilities require confidence. Subtle clues allowed her to divulge bits of herself without completely exposing her. Man recognizes emotions as a high value. These details are the key to bonding. On a deeper level, sign 1 what? Phrase 1. I've never told anyone this before. Do you consider when a woman asks you, what are your thoughts on it being more than this term is just used in casual conversations? Frequently expresses her curiosity regarding your values and perspectives, and this is her way, checking to see if there's deeper compatibility between you two. Consider what she could ask you about. What are your thoughts on any recent movie, a life goal, or an unrelated issue like where to visit next is not the subject. As vital as the intent behind the question by requesting your input, she's assessing whether your mentality corresponds with hers from a psychological standpoint. Value alignment is the cornerstone of long-term connection. If she asks you, your ideas indicate that she respects you, your intelligence and desire to understand how you see the world, and how should you respond. The key is to be authentic and involved. Listen closely and give her your honest viewpoint without disregarding her. Question even if the issue appears insignificant. For example, if she asks what you do. Consider living in the city instead of the countryside, you might say, is interesting question I've always enjoyed. The excitement of the city, but I can see the appeal of a peaceful existence. How about you? This type of answer accomplishes 3 objectives. It demonstrates that you are thoughtful, open-minded, and invites her to share her perspective, creates an opportunity for deeper discourse when she asks what. You believe it's not only about the solution, it's about making her feel heard and understood, and believe me is what matters. More than you think. Sign 2. Phrase 2. What are your thoughts on relationships? Unlike other guys, when a lady says you are so different from the other males, it's not just a compliment, it's a signal that you stick out in her memory. She sees something distinctive about yourself, whether it's your confidence in the way you treat her, how you hold yourself. This term frequently demonstrates admiration from a psychological viewpoint. It is linked to the halo effect. When someone admires one thing about you, they associate you with others. Positive characteristics in her eyes already set yourself out from the others. She's starting to see you as someone special. So what is the greatest approach to respond with confidence yet remaining humble? Instead of brushing it off or allowing it inflate your ego, acknowledge it with grace. For example, it is good of you to say, "I simply try to be myself from here." You can deepen the discourse. What makes you say that this does? Two things. It keeps the discourse going. Naturally, it demonstrates real inquiry regarding her perspective, which strengthens. For example, she might that most men simply talk about themselves, but you either listen or don't try. Too hard to impress me, which I like. When she says you're different, she reveals how much she enjoys. Qualities that others may overlook as a high-value dude. Embrace this moment. Without arrogance, that's her way of conveying you've got her attention for all the right reason. Number 3, I feel safe when I am. Phrase 3, I'm so comfortable around you, with you. When a lady says, I feel safe when I am with you, it is one of the strongest indications of trust. This phrase conveys an emotional connection. Beyond physical safety, it reflects her comfort in being herself around you. Without dread of judgment from a biological standpoint, feeling comfortable leads to the release of oxytocin, is also known as the bonding hormone. Hormones create a deeper sensation of connection and emotional security, which are crucial for creating a long-term relationship. For her safety is not just, it is about physical protection, emotional security, knowing she can rely. When it counts the most, how do you respond to this powerful phrase? The goal is to acknowledge her feelings, reinforce that sense of security. A thoughtful reaction might mean, it means a lot to me that you always feel safe while you're with. I received this simple but emotional reply, reassures her and improves their friendship. But don't let their behaviors speak. Your consistency speaks louder than words. Behavior is what genuinely cements that sense of safety. Keep your promises and show respect, and remain calm and composed. Demeanor during difficult situations. Imagine this scenario. You're walking together late at night, and she says, I always feel protected with you. That is not just a compliment, it's her way of saying, you've won her trust, which is an invitation to continue cultivating that trust. By your behaviors as a high-value man, providing emotional security isn't merely, it is not just about what you say, but also about how you make her feel in every interaction. When she feels safe, she is more likely to open, get up and invest in. I was thinking about relationship. Sign 4. Phrase 4. What is your ideal partner like? Regarding what you mentioned, when a woman says, I was thinking about what you said, and it's a clear indication that your words left, she has made a lasting impression on her, and is not simply she's listening and meditating on you. Perspective even after the conversation. Finally, this indicates an intellectual and emotional connection from a psychological standpoint. This phrase indicates intellectual compatibility. She plays an important role in strong connections, values your style of thinking, and perceives you as someone worth connecting with at a deeper level. Imagine this. You shared a piece of advice or opinion during a casual conversation. Later, she brings it up. I've been thinking about what you said about maintaining discipline, and it really made this isn't simply about the topic. It's about her. Respects your thoughts enough to return. So, how should you answer first? Acknowledge her kindness with a simple respond like, I'm pleased you found it useful. What are your thoughts on this? Not only shows appreciation for her care, but also invites her to share more deeply. Continuing the conversation, here's another. For example, if she says, I've been thinking about what you mentioned regarding taking. You could follow up on life's hazards. That's excellent. I'd love to hear your perspective on it. What stood out to? When she thinks about what you said, It is her way of expressing admiration for you. Mindset as a high-value man, use this. Opportunity to strengthen connection by appreciating her opinions and fostering meaningful. I told my pal about dialogue sign number 5. The 5th sentence. I can't stop thinking about what you said. About you, when a lady says I told my buddy about you, this is a big deal. This is not just casual discussion. The expression indicates emotional investment and the beginning of her involving you in her reality from a psychological perspective. This reflects societal. Validation has an important role in love relationships. Appeal by providing details about yourself. With her friends, she isn't just thinking about you while you're not around, but also asking their advice and permission. It's her technique of consolidating her emotions. Making you a member of her social. Imagine this case. I casually add, I was telling my best friend about how thoughtful you were. Other day, while it may sound simple, indicates you've left such a positive impression that she wants other people to know. About you, how should you respond? Appreciation without overreacting. A confident yet light-hearted response works. I hope I left a nice impression. This keeps the conversation going fun and provides her the opportunity to share. Additionally, you can follow up with a curious, what did you tell them? About me. Her response will most likely disclose more about how she perceives you, which characteristics she admires most when she shares that she has mentioned you. It's a hint that she is thinking about you, even when you are not around as a high-value man. Accept this as a step toward deeper. Connect while retaining your maintaining composure and curiosity indication. 6. I really appreciate the 6th phrase. I feel like I can be myself with you. When a woman says, I really thank you, it's not simply a casual thank you, it's heartfelt. Recognition of the good impact you have had on her life. This phrase demonstrates great thankfulness, which is frequently a precursor to stronger emotions connection from a psychological perspective. Expressing thankfulness is a wonderful way to develop emotional intimacy. Studies indicate that appreciation develops ties and fosters trust. When she tells you she appreciates you, she recognizes not imagine who you are, not just what you do. Consider this scenario after you've assisted her. When faced with a dilemma, she replies, I appreciate your patience with me. This is not simply about the specifics. Action is her method of signaling that. You make her feel valuable and supported. How should you respond first? Recognize her words. Sincerely, a wonderful response could be, that means a lot to me. I sincerely appreciate it. You too, especially for inserting something. Specifically, I particularly appreciate, thank you for your thoughtfulness. This response serves 2 purposes during discussions. It encourages her emotions. Connect by reciprocating her. Gratitude demonstrates that you pay. Focusing on the characteristics that distinguish her special. When a woman expresses herself, appreciation is more than words. It's an emotional milestone as a high. The man responds with sincerity, and specificity deepens the relationship, builds a basis for something meaningful. Now that you understand mistakes, signs, let's talk about what not to do. When you notice them, even with the best, some guys unknowingly destroy their prospects by reacting improper way. Let us break down 3 typical mistakes and how you can avoid them. One common mistake made by high-value individuals is overanalysis. I was thinking about what she had said. Does what you stated indicate she is in love with me or just being polite? If the test sounds familiar, it's easy to fall into the trap of overanalysis, obsessed on everything she says. Every detail might make you mad, negatively impact the natural flow of the connection rather than attempting to decode. Her every sentence emphasizes the greater picture. Is she consistently engaging? Do her activities accord with yours? In her words, these patterns are much more telling rather than examining each phrase. Remember, women value emotional presence. Overthinking is the key. This is to trust your instincts, stay grounded in the current moment, and allow relationships evolve organically. Mistake number 2, reacting too forcefully. It's natural to get enthusiastic when you notice these signals, but coming on too strongly can overpower her if she casually says, "I informed my pal about you." Responding with something like, "Does this?" means you're ready to introduce me. Your parents may produce needless pressure as a high-value man. Your response should be calm, confident, and balanced, a light-hearted response such as I hope I made a good impression. Keep the playful mood when acknowledging her. Make an attempt not to rush the relationship, assuming too much too soon. Women appreciate men who are consistent and poised, nor those who overreact to every tiny indication. Error 3. Taking a lady takes her feelings for granted. Begins expressing her sentiments towards several men. They incorrectly assume that the work is done. Stop putting in effort, assuming they've won, but relationships are ongoing. Care and attention, such as if she says, "I feel safe when I'm with you." Not an excuse to stop showing up. Consistent trust is created over time. A one careless act might wreck everything. Show her you care about her sentiments by continue to invest in the connection. Be dependable, attentive, and consistent. Your deeds, trust me, are what sets high-value guys apart. Last thinking. Avoiding these blunders it is vital to recognize the indicators when you address her feelings with thoughtfulness, patience, and genuineness. You not only respect her, but creating a foundation for anything truly meaningful. Conclusion. Let's swiftly. Conclusion. Recognizing and responding to emotional cues. Review the 6 crucial phrases that reveal a woman is growing feelings for you. First, when she asks what you think. She's looking to connect on a deeper level by appreciating your perspective. Second, she says you are so different. From other guys, she expresses admiration for your distinct characteristics. Third, "I feel safe when I am with you," indicates trust and emotional security. The 2 fundamental cornerstones of any strong relationship. Next, if she says "I was." Think about what you stated. It's a sign. Your remarks have left a lasting impression of intellectual. When she mentioned compatibility, "I informed my..." When a friend tells you anything, it signifies she's emotionally engaged enough to bring you, "I finally entered her universe." "Thank you" expresses heartfelt gratitude and maturing emotionally. Attachment. Knowing these phrases is your first step towards understanding her. Sentiments. It's not only about listening, it's all about how you respond. High-value man does not overanalyze, overreact, or take her emotions for granted. He stays present. Building with thoughtfulness and intention. Link built on trust and respect. Here's the task for you. Which of the following expressions have you heard? Before commenting below, share your "Please let us know if you ever missed these signs or recognize them just now" time. And if this video helped you, don't forget to hit the like button, share, submit your ideas, and subscribe to the Stoic Golden Rule for more psychology. Tips for elevating your relationships. Recall understanding her. Emotions are not only about connection. The goal is to become the best version of I. See you in the next video.